Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're excited to have everybody here with Nicole Cronenwett and myself, Tom Murphy.
Hi,
We're
everyone.
hoping, hello, everyone. Um, we are hoping to open this up for some questions and answers very soon. Not hoping we will. There's a little bit of information we want to share with you. I will introduce Nicole first, and then I'll introduce myself. Go ahead, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Cronenwett. I'm currently serving as your board chairman, and that's what I do in the volunteer space. My day job is serving as the director of fraternity sorority life at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. So glad that you're here with us today.
Thanks, Nicole. And hello, everyone. You know me as Tom Murphy, as the Executive Director for the Northeast Greek Leadership Association. I'm now entering my third year in that position. Really excited to be here. And this is the first time that Nicole and I have come together to do Ask Us Anything. We were hoping to reach out to a lot of our supporters, our wonderful volunteers, and our wonderful partners that support what NGLA does today with a little bit of a question and answer session. But we also wanted to share some of the successes of this year and also some of the things that we're thinking about as we move forward. All right, so again, that's the purpose of today. Just want to remind everybody to that this is being recorded, and so if you're not able to attend or you know somebody who's not able to join us today, this will be up on our YouTube channel, available for people to watch after we are done today. And remember that we want to keep everything civil and ask appropriate questions. The questions will show up in the live stream, so it's important that we're all appropriate here. I know we don't have to worry about that, but just a friendly reminder on that. All right. I want to take a little bit of time to talk about the State of the Association. We had a really wonderful last year. Hopefully, a lot of you were able to join us when we were in Baltimore. We did see a 6% increase in our members over the past year, reaching a capacity of 61 campuses that did attend our annual conference. And we reached about 650 attendees that were able to join us. We've really increased our community engagement, increasing beyond just doing an annual conference. So one of our goals in this last year was to make sure that we were offering educational support and programs beyond the conference in February. We did that by hosting many successful online events, which included several podcasts and virtual programs that helped foster stronger connections among our members. And of course, we rolled out our new premier program, The Conversation, which is targeted at professional development for our many well-supported fraternity and sorority advisors on campus. It's an overnight endeavor, and we are already in the process of planning our next program for next June. We will be having an announcement out for that probably in our October newsletter. Nicole, is there anything you'd like to share about what the board has completed in the last year?
Yes, we have really worked to make sure that we are better supporting our volunteers. We have really worked to develop a stronger onboarding process for our board members and for our conference team members and other volunteers that support us. We have been working to complete the initiatives as part of our strategic plan. So we've been busy at work, really strengthening the association so that we can provide even stronger programs and services to our members and to others.
Great.
Yeah.
So we want to take a little bit of a moment to talk about what's coming up. At the end of this presentation, we will be sharing some save the dates with you all that are pretty important. Of course, we have our NGLA annual conference coming up at the end of February in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is our flagship 3-day event with keynotes, networking, and right now we are in the midst of figuring out our 80+ breakout sessions. So big shout out to Dr. Matt and his team, the education team, who are currently going through all the session applications and picking out the very best offerings that we have to give. We're also going to continue with our virtual program this year. So right now, our hope is to be providing 1 to 2 virtual programs and podcasts every single month going through the rest of the year. This is the kickoff today with this program today. And, you know, we're going to be really emphasizing conversations with some of our big time thought leaders in the industry, as well as some best practices on campus. We're also hoping to get some more of our undergraduates involved in doing some peer-to-peer education endeavors. And again, as I already said, we're going to be doing the conversation again. We're planning again for a June meeting. We are looking at, once again, a one-night overnight stay, this time though at a hotel versus on a college campus. So that's going to be a big change. And we have not come up with the subject area yet, but we are really open to feedback from anybody about any particular subject that they feel is really important for us to be bringing to the professionals. All right. I think we want to leap right in, Nicole, if that's okay with you, with some of the questions that are out there. We know that a lot of people have questions all the time, so hopefully we have some people who can come on in. Go ahead and ask your questions right through the YouTube comment section. Don't be shy.
Tom, should we talk about some of our biggest accomplishments from the past year?
Sure. Why don't we leap right in. Why don't you do a little bragging, Nicole?
Yeah. So as I was thinking about this, that was a question that somebody posed in another setting. But I'm just super excited about bringing in and electing a team that is really committed to further our strategic initiatives that we've been talking about for some time now. And this team is laser focused on getting some of those projects and tasks across the finish line. I'm really proud of our fundraising efforts, developing that platform that we use and encouraging just kind of this new spirit of giving, and then really expanding our educational outreach through this podcast, and the conversation. The conversation was just a wonderful gathering that we had this June.
Oh, we're finally starting to get some questions here. We got what are the top priorities for the association over the next 12 to 18 months, and how do they align with NGLA's mission?
Yeah, so we've always been about educating students and professionals in the Northeast and helping fraternity sorority communities align actions with values. And so we want our communities to further the mission of their institutions, serve as a model for best practices, live out and promote their values, and for NGLA to be that place where community members look for education and resource support. So over the next 12 months, we'll be working to meet this mission and vision by implementing the initiatives of our strategic plan that I mentioned earlier, which will include using data to inform our decision making, making sure that we're becoming more fiscally secure and responsible, creating a stronger connection, and providing additional support for our culturally based fraternities and sororities. We're also working to strengthen our volunteer experience through that enhanced onboarding process that I mentioned earlier. And we are launching a mentorship program that I'm really excited about to pair up volunteers with those that are new, with those of us that have been a little bit more seasoned, to kind of help their growth in their volunteer experience. So those are some of the things that are kind of top of mind as we look towards the next 12 to 18 months.
Fantastic. I think those sound really exciting. Well, of course I do, but I'm excited to be part of that whole process.
Yeah.
Great question here. How can new volunteers get involved if they only have a limited amount of time to give? I think I can take this one on as I work with a lot of the volunteers.
Great.
I think one of the things that I really love, among many things that I really love about NGLA, is the ability for volunteers to kind of enter at different spaces of where they are in their life. Whether they're a new professional, graduate students, even undergrads. We've had some undergrads who have volunteered for us, who have different time dedications that they can give. We have people in the field, and now we have people outside of the field. We have several who have gone into corporate America, but love the association and have maintained their relationship with us from a volunteer standpoint. And with the recognition of that means we have to have a really diverse types of ways to get involved. So we have everything from simply serving on a committee, which may meet a few times throughout the year to determine awards, for example, or scholarships and things like that, all the way up to being on the conference leadership team or the volunteer leadership team, where there's active meetings going on all the time and doing, in my opinion, sometimes way too many hours of work for a volunteer, but I'm very grateful for the work that they provide. So there's a whole host of different things. We're also really open. If you have an idea and you want to bring it to us that you think is something we should be doing and you'd like to get involved, we're all ears. I think it's really easy for us to sometimes get very hyper focused on what we've kind of currently been doing. I'll give an example. That new mentorship program that Nicole just talked about was an idea that Nicole Zisa came up with, and we've had others kind of say, hey, this is how we want to do some things differently within the association, and we're really open to doing that. If you have any questions or concerns, you can certainly contact me about getting involved. We will be opening again. We always do a fall kind of drive for some more volunteers. I should mention We currently have a pretty major position that is currently open that we had to refill, and we have not done so yet, which is our program coordinator position that will work specifically with our virtual programs and the conversation in this next year. So if there's anybody who's listening or knows somebody who would be fantastic for that position, that would be one of those positions that's a little bit, not, 1 or 2 meetings throughout the year, but about once a week, about 5 hours a week kind of volunteer position throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah. Tom, the only thing I would add to that, so this is similar to, I don't know that I can give a whole lot, when we talk about it in the fundraising space, and every contribution matters. So if right now the level of participation you can give is engaging with us on social media, we would welcome that. Absolutely. So all those likes, saves, and shares that you can provide for us, that matters to us, and that's important to us. So if that's the level of engagement that you're able to give right now, we would welcome that. And if you're ready to be one of our next board members, absolutely, please reach out and let us know. So we really do welcome all levels of support and engagement when we think about our volunteers. So what may be considered the little stuff, that little stuff truly does matter. So don't measure your contribution based on titles, because really all of it matters.
Yeah. And participation is just to go along with that. Is at any level, whether that is through social media, attending a meeting, joining us for a podcast. Those are other ways to help support and contribute back to this community that we're building within NGLA.
Absolutely.
Hey, Nicole, I'm going to ask a tougher question of you. What do you think has been the most challenging thing that NGLA has had to face in the last year, 12 to 18 months?
The most challenging, I think it's always, listen, the fight for resource support on our campuses is always the biggest challenge. We know that universities have and communities have many choices when they seek out educational programs, when they seek out services, and we know that we're competing for dollars on most campuses. And so I think it's just making sure that we are providing programs and services that provide a value add to campuses, and just making sure that we're really doing all that we can to make sure that what we're providing is relevant and helpful. And so I think it's that competition for resources is our greatest challenge. And as we think about the places and spaces where we want to move into to provide the things that we would like to provide, there are costs associated with that. And so really balancing that financial piece, I think is and will continue to be for a minute our greatest challenge.
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback on that and talk a little bit about how we are kind of grasping with those challenges. Those are very, very relevant to what's going on right now. And I think it's only going to become more challenging as we go on, frankly. So we have really engaged in a much more robust scholarship support program. Really proud of the fundraising that we've been able to do this last year, and we hope to continue to do, because it's really going to be in that arena that's going to help us help support more students, graduate students, and FSAs to come. So we're looking for more partnerships with our sponsors. We've been very, very blessed to have a sponsor like For College for Life, who've been very supportive of our graduate students and helping us get more grad students to come to NGLA. We've been really helped by a lot of our individual organizations, whether it's Alpha Chi or Alpha Epsilon Phi, who have said, look, we love NGLA and we're going to help send more of our members to NGLA through scholarship programs. We've been very, very lucky to have individual sponsors who have been really supportive of our multicultural organizations and the recognition of their limitations with resources, so providing more scholarships in that way. So just want to kind of, again, take this opportunity in this part of this conversation to say, if there are people who are very interested in scholarships, how they either can receive a scholarship or support scholarships, please reach out to me. We'd be very, very interested in finding more ways to do that. And we have a phenomenal scholarship chair this year, I think, who's going to be diving into some really interesting and different ways to help support more students coming to the conference and participating. Great. What are you most excited about for the coming year, Nicole?
So I keep referring to the strategic plan. Don't mean to sound like a broken record. I'm so proud of how far this association has come. We have done incredible work over the past 20 plus years, and just excited um, for what's to come. And so, really finishing out the strategic plan, really pushing through those last initiatives that we've got as part of the plan, um, and really providing an even stronger foundation for our future volunteers to build on. There's some things that we've been talking about for a while, and haven't been able to make some movement forward on. And I'm really committed to making sure that we get those things completed. And so that's, to me, that's the most exciting. It may not be the most, it's exciting to me. It may not be the most exciting work. Foundation building work may not be the most exciting thing, but I really, I do enjoy that work because I think it's needed for a healthy organization to grow and thrive. And so, and then making sure that again, that we are supporting our volunteers. I'm really committed to making sure that our volunteers are benefiting from their experience. So this is a two-way street, right? This is not just about the volunteers giving back so that others can benefit. We want to make sure that we're providing an experience where they're growing and developing, and that's a place of joy, that they are finding connections and they're learning new skill sets, and they know how new ways to contribute back to their community. So this is just about as much about them and making sure that they're having a fantastic experience as it is developing programs and delivering services to our members.
Would you mind talking? You brought up earlier, and I know we talked about people who might have limited time, and being a board member obviously is a commitment. Can you talk a little bit about what it would be like, if how somebody should go about if they are interested in joining the board, and a little bit about what the board expectations kind of look like, so that people know what they're kind of maybe asking more informed questions about?
Yeah. So if you're ever wanting to know more, if there's ideas you want to share, if there's experiences you want to learn more about regarding the association, we always welcome that you send us a DM through our socials, or you can send us an email. And those are, our email addresses are listed on our website underneath our picture. And so if you ever have any questions, if you hear something today that you're like, gosh, I really want to know more about that, please find a way to get us a message, either again, DM us or email us. And so, if you're wanting to serve as a board member, we look for a wide range of experiences and backgrounds. It matters that our board has a variety of diverse perspectives, because that's what makes us better. We need people that have experiences from many backgrounds, whether that's serving as a fraternity sorority advisor, or working at a law firm, or serving as a human resource professional, knowing higher education and what's going on in higher education as a whole. So we look for many backgrounds because we need that in order for us to provide the best services and programs for our association. So the time commitment, we meet for an hour and a half once a month as a board, and then we do a bulk of our work through committee work. And so the time commitment per week can vary, but it as much as it really is, we want you to give all that you can, and you get out as much as you put in. And so, but we also recognize that life happens. And so if our board members need some space and place to take care of the things that are happening, listen, recruitment season is happening right now, and many of us are dealing with very busy schedules right now. And so there's space and grace for all that needs to be taken care of apart from our NGLA role. So we really do want to provide something that feels rewarding, that's uplifting, something that you really feel like you can fit into your professional work. And so, yeah, Tom, those are some of the things that come to mind when I think about that question.
Thanks. I want to see if we've had some people maybe come into the room who might have some questions here. We'll open up the floor again. If not, we'll move on. All right. All right, I want to end here to make sure we have some dates for everybody here, for everybody to recall. We have a lot of things coming up for the fall. Today was a deadline, in fact, that we just, or I should say we opened up. We're really excited today. For those of you who haven't been able to open up your newsletter yet, you say today we opened up and announced our 3 keynote speakers. So we're really, really super excited about that. Please spread the word about that. The student staff captain applications will be closing in just a few days. So we're excited about that, but the full student staff team applications do not close till October 14th. If you have some fantastic students, graduate students, who you would love to get involved with us, they do not have to have served on the student staff team before. We just are looking for some outstanding, highly dedicated individuals who can help support the conference in February. Big date, November 17th. Lots of things will be opening up on that date. So registration, the hotel block, the awards, and the scholarship applications will all open on November 17th. And then the January 21st date is when awards and scholarship applications will then close. We will not be doing any early bird closings or whatever. We're just going to do one closing for everything. That's something that has changed from past years. The hotel room block will close on February 5th. Registration will then close on February 16th. And of course, we'll be in Pittsburgh from the 26th through March 1st. Really excited to have you all there. Just a little bit of a change from last year. We have our membership program, which I should probably highlight here. Is required this year. If you are an organization, a campus coming, we do require campus to be a member. We're not doing a member versus a non-member pricing for the conference this year. There's a whole host of reasons for that. Most importantly, we want to make sure we have your campus in our database and we know how to support you best, and we know more information about who is on campus. And as we have a lot, unfortunately, we sometimes have some turnover. So this is a good way to make sure that we are making sure we're staying connected with you. All right. Any last notes or anything that you'd like to share, Nicole, before we sign off?
No, come and get involved with us. We want what you have to offer. We want to hear from you. So if there are things that you're wanting us to do, if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, please get a message over to us. We really, truly want to support you. And we want this association to be something that really does help enhance and elevate the work that you're doing back on your campuses. So please share and let us know how we can support you.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.